We're live now.
Oh, we're live. Sorry. Hello and welcome to Traffic Paradise Radio. I'm Uno and joining me today is Immy. Hello, Immy. How are you?
Hey, I am still tired.
Okay, well, hopefully the show will be exciting and wake you up. It's always weird, these time zone differences, because I'm feeling kind of sleepy. I'm ready to go to bed. Not gonna lie.
Well, if I was a functional person, I would have woken up earlier, but it is Sunday, so
Fair enough.
I think I get a pass.
I think that's okay. Yeah. So we're here to give you our predictions for the 2025 USA Grand Prix at Dakota in Texas, Austin,
If you couldn't
Texas, I
tell.
believe. Oh yeah. Well, not it. Yeah.
Big flag.
Is it Austin?
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It's not like Dallas or like.
No.
I think it's just Austin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to do our reaction episode for, was it Singapore?
Yeah.
Be ill and wasn't able to record it, and no one else was able to record it, so it just didn't happen. So apologies for that, but we're here today, and that's what counts.
We are here with everyone who is watching. Many numerous of you.
How many?
I see you. 0. Okay. No, it's good. The birds and the bees are here with me. Oh, 1. There we go. I summoned somebody. The birds and the bees are here, and we are going to discuss our predictions. How exciting.
Yeah, okay. So let's start off. Who have you projected for pole position, Immy?
I actually don't remember, so this is going to be fun. That's normally your position, but it's mine today.
Yeah, I know. I actually know who I predicted this week.
I think I've started becoming a Red Bull glory chaser, at least for these, because Max is getting kind of scary. It seems they've definitely fixed some key issues with their car, and now all of a sudden they're quite competitive. I mean, even earlier in the year, Max was still pushing the car further than it should have gone in quali, so I feel like putting him on for pole is probably a lot more likely than a race win, but I feel quite confident.
And tell me, you said you're feeling scared. Why is that?
Oh, well, it's funny actually how everybody's gassing Max up for the championship now, even though he's further back than Lando. I mean, I'm a little scared, but I'm not too worried. Okay. But at the end of the day, anything can happen. So.
Well, I will just remind you that I encouraged McLaren to pick a number 1 driver, and if they had, your fears would not be necessary right now.
Well, McLaren is a clown show with an organization. I could talk about that for length after the revelations of the last week. If anyone's been watching that little Alex Palou trial, I don't know if people have been, but so.
Yeah, wasn't like he was promised a place in F1 and then wasn't given one, or?
Yeah, well, it was something like, if Oscar underperforms after 2023, then Alex could get the seat. So that's great. Zach Brown is really weird. If you get me started, I won't stop. So.
Yeah, I'm not my favorite person, I'll be honest. very hard to. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So okay, Max for pole. That seems like a very sensible prediction. Kira was supposed to join us, but has unfortunately lost her voice, which doesn't really work well in a podcast situation. So, will you please reveal what the prediction was?
Lando Norris.
Lando hasn't been on pole for a while. It would be nice for him.
That's what I was thinking. I feel like it hasn't been either McLaren driver for ages. Actually.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like they've definitely had a falling off of late. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. I think. Well, it would certainly be interesting if Lando gets pole, because I think it will only fuel tensions between the two garages if that happens. So, I mean, I'm all for the drama. Let's sit down with some popcorn and enjoy it. But I'm also, like, you know me, I'm all about the title fight. I don't care where the fight is coming from. So I've gone for pole position with Max Verstappen as well, because I think it will be really funny to see him hunt down the McLaren drivers when they had like such a huge advantage. So
it would be.
I know you won't really like it, but it will be like in this very sort of like dark humor kind of way, very funny.
At this point, I've become quite cynical to it, you know, because that organization, they're just like, this title fight, even if it has been close the entire year, it hasn't been fun, because there's been so much like inter-team politics all the time. It's don't do this, don't do that, don't bang into each other. Anytime you make a risky move, I'm going to ridicule you on the radio. But wait, oh, Lando, it's okay that you hit two cars because it was fair racing. I'm not going to ridicule you on the radio. It's fine, because you are my golden boy and you can do no wrong. Little heaps of bias soaking into my sentence there, but you know, I kind of wish if they were true in not picking a number one, like no inherent bias or anything or whatever, just don't like have any papaya fucking rules. Like, don't have them.
I think this all goes back to like Hungary last year, of like they made a decision to like switch the drivers around because of something weird that happened in the pit stops, and now they've been like stuck to that kind of decision making ever since then, and they should never have made that decision then. And because they made it then, they've been trying to keep everything the same since then, and it was just like, I don't know, I don't get it at all. I think it's just silly.
Well, I think for the most part it was like there was a little bit of weirdness from Hungary, but then the most part it was Monza, because you know, and even if that move that Oscar made lost Lando a position to Charles, I still don't think it was bad. Like, God forbid your teammates race, and that was where
the thing is, like, either they race or they don't race. But like, you can't have it both ways. Like, you have to pick one. You can play the like, oh, everything's fair, and like we don't have a preferential driver or whatever. But then then you can't try and like tilt the scales when you feel like, you know, like you either do nothing or you do everything. You can't half-ass it. And I feel like, you know, like it caused a lot of drama back in the day. But when Ferrari were like, no, Schumacher's our number one guy, and we don't care if Barrichello's winning the race, he's going to move over on the last lap and let Schumacher through, because Schumacher's our number one guy. And yeah, it was dramatic. People were angry, but they were consistent with it. Okay. And I just feel like McLaren I don't know what their issue is. Like, I feel at the middle of the season, they should have said, whoever's ahead is going to be our number one driver, and we're going to support them for the championship. And they didn't do that, and now it's looking awkward. And,
I mean,
I don't know.
I think Max could be like 10 points behind them. I honestly think he might split the McLaren drivers. And I still don't think they'd pick a number one. And you know what? Not to sound incredibly cynical, but maybe if it was Lando who was leading, it would be different, because they were quick to do that last year. Obviously, the gap was bigger. Oscar wasn't in title contention, so those are different factors. But they were very quick to make Oscar move over at any convenience to help Lando, or keep a 5-second gap because Lando's got a penalty. I think that was Cota last year. Move over in Brazil in the sprint, move over in Brazil in the race. It was anytime it could be helped, it would happen. And even this year, what has he done? Bad pit stop, move over in the race. Oh, Lando might be out of quali, give him a tow. I haven't seen it the other way around.
Yeah, and I also think that, like, so I'm just thinking sort of about everyone on the grid, okay? So you've got Lewis, who's already said, like, Oscar, don't let them, like, do that to you, bro. You must go fight, you know? Don't like, take it lying down kind of thing. Then you've also got, so I feel like if Lewis could, like, do something in a race to make it, like, more fair for Oscar, he would. Like, he'd totally do that. He's done it before. He did it with when Jensen was trying to get the championship. He was like, yeah, I'll totally help Jensen win the championship, even though he was in a different team, because he was like, Jensen's British, I'm British, I'd like him to win. That would be cool. So he did what he could when he could to, like, help Jensen. And I could totally see him doing the same for Oscar or for Lando, whichever way it goes. And then I also feel like McLaren are in a funny position, because in a situation like they had at Baku, so you've got both, like, Yuki and Liam, who are on two different teams, but technically both within the Red Bull family, holding Lando up, you know? And McLaren are going to have to be dealing with all of these random things. And I just think it's going to help Max at the end of the day, because the Racing Bulls is fast, so they can cause issues for the top teams during the race. The Red Bull, Yuki's Red Bull, when it's actually got, like, all the upgrades, is fast. He can also cause trouble for the front runners. So and Red Bull's keeping on bringing more upgrades. So Yuki's going to be more and more likely to be able to do that. I think it's all playing towards Max right now, and McLaren are going to look like idiots very soon, I think.
I think the real question is if Max has enough time. So it's all about, he can't have a DNF. And hopefully the McLarens do have DNFs. But it's definitely like I think McLaren have shifted their focus to 2026. I don't think they're bringing upgrades anymore. So Red Bull have that advantage because they are still chasing it. What that means for them next year, they might be at a disadvantage, but maybe they were always going to be at a disadvantage with the engine, so they might as well throw everything into this year. But yeah, I do sort of hope, and while we're on this massive tangent, 3 predictions into pole position, I wish that Oscar's side of the garage and the strategy team would stick up for him the way Lando's side does. You know, because anytime Lando's at a disadvantage, we're going to do this different strategy. We're going to put you out here in this way. We're going to try and do this so that if the stars align, you can be in an advantage, which happened in Hungary. And it worked out for him, and that was great for him. And at the time, I was salty about it, I think, but I've come to the conclusion that I don't mind if people are trying to do different strategies. It's just that when Oscar is in the position of disadvantage, it's never that Tom Stallard is getting on the radio saying, okay, we're going to do this different strategy. It's, oh, Will Joseph is asking Lando if he should pit first or if Oscar should pit first. It's somehow Lando's strategy team is deciding Oscar's strategy too, which is just, I feel like also takes a bit out of it. I'd love to just see even keel, equal footing, the drivers and their strategy teams fighting it out, but it never seems to be that way.
Yeah, McLaren has this weird thing of like whichever driver is ahead of the other on track gets to decide when both drivers will pit. And that to me is like ridiculous. Like, You have your strategy on one side of the garage, the other guy has his. Like, you make it work. The only thing you don't do is put on the exact same lap, unless you want to double stack, and that's only gonna disadvantage the guy at the back, you know. So like, he's got to make that decision for himself if he wants to double stack or not, depending on the conditions of the track, whether it's safety car, etc., etc. It might be worthwhile doing it. But other than that, I don't think that there should be any kind of discussion around, like, when should you put versus when should you put. No, make it up for yourselves. Like, figure out your own strategies. You're racing against each other. You can't be compromising with each other in a race. You just can't.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's just, honestly, and I have a dog in this fight, so, we're going to move on. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's totally, like, it's
we keep going forever.
Okay.
Pole position. We've been here. We were here like 10 minutes ago. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
But Neve and Willow have also gone for Max. Lee has gone for George Russell, and Tay has gone for Oscar. So Max is getting the major preference here. I think it makes sense. That's for sure. Given the recent performances of McLaren.
Yeah, we haven't seen this little papaya in a very long time in our pole position predictions. So there's definitely, whether or not it's true, but there's definitely this perception that the tides have shifted against McLaren, which is interesting. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to our podiums. In third place, who have you predicted?
I have predicted George Russell in third place. Now, honestly, this is probably in part based on his recent performance, but I wonder if the Mercedes still has that sort of, it works better in cooler conditions. Although Singapore's not fucking cool, is it? Never mind. This is what happens when you wake up 10 minutes before you're supposed to start speaking words. Singapore's a night race, so it's cold. Singapore is not cold. I was like, maybe it won't. No, I think the Mercedes is also sort of pulling itself into the fight. It's too late, I'd say, for a George Russell championship charge, but I think they can get some good results before the end of the season, and third place in the United States Grand Prix will be one of them.
Yeah, I could see George coming in third. He had a very strong race last time out. That's a good prediction. What is Kira predicted?
Oscar Piastri.
Ooh, Oscar. That's interesting depending on who's in P2 and P1. But Oscar podium, I can see him being on the podium, definitely. The question is whether third is going to be good enough or not. I don't know. But you know what? Just scoring points, big points every weekend will still help him in securing the championship. So I think he'll be okay with a P3. So good for him if that turns out to be true.
I think I worked it out, or like mentally, and this was without sprints, so it kind of means nothing because I forgot about them. But Oscar can lose like 3 points to Lando every week now and still be champion by a couple points if you just think about the races. And so I've got to think for him at this point, it's just about not having another Baku, like just showing up, because Lando might make a mistake. Realistically, he's got to finish in front of Lando a couple of times. Like, I don't see him. He's been on a little bit of a streak now of losing points ever since Zandvoort. But I see that ending at some point. So I think, just third is perfect for what he's trying to do right now.
Yeah. I just randomly, I just remembered last night I had a dream where like Yuki crashed in qualifying, and I was just like very sad. I just remembered it right now. I was like, I'd forgotten about that dream until right now. And for some reason, I could pop back. I was like, no. So with that, let's move on to my prediction for P3, which is not Yuki, although that would be lovely. I still think it'll happen at some point in the year. But yeah, I've gone for Lando Norris. Yeah, I think the McLaren won't be terrible in Austin, but now we've just decided it isn't Austin. Yeah, I think they won't be terrible there, so I can see them being on the podium. Yeah, so I've gone for Lando P3, and it will certainly be interesting to see what the general fandom says about where the McLaren's place. That's all I'm gonna say. But Immy, what has everyone else predicted?
It's getting a bit more papaya now. And just Mercedes and McLaren inhibiting. It's what happens when you wake up 10 minutes before the stream. Inhabiting? Yeah, that's where I was going with that one. The third place on the podium, Neve has gone for George Russell as well. Oh, I hope you can't hear the train that's just passing by my window. I am.
Oh no, I can tell you. I was like wondering, what is that?
You're really right then. That's really bad. I am situated right next to a train track, so that's fun.
That's lovely.
There are 2 more nods for Lando Norris in the form of Lee and Tay, and Willow has gone for Oscar Piastri as well. So a bitter fight for third place here.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I noticed no Max here, which means.
Ooh.
Okay, so P2, who have you got?
I have gone for Oscar Piastri. Honestly, I'm just going off vibes really, but what I have noticed throughout the year, and I've said this probably like 5 or 6 times, is that for some reason, Oscar has performed incredibly well at the tracks that he was bad at last year and kind of hasn't shown as much improvement and like hasn't placed as well in the tracks that he was good at last year. I feel like Baku's a really good example of that one. But the America's swing for Oscar last year was pretty catastrophic. It was really quite bad. It was where his weakness in qualifying was really showing, and it was where I'm pretty sure all of his penalty points for the year, or the ones that he still has, well, obviously, because that's how a year expiry works, came from. I do remember cheering when he rear-ended Liam Lawson, so I'm fine that he had those 2 points. I'll take that. Brazil was a wacky one last year. But what I am trying to say in this long spiel that I hope people are still following along with is that if that theory still holds true, he will have a very, very good run of races now that we are in the Americas. Is the point I'm trying to make. And I haven't predicted him winning, so it's, but P2, because the McLaren as a car is sort of falling off. But
yeah. Fair enough. So do we have Kira's prediction, please? Can we have Kira's prediction? Max. Okay, so now we're starting to see Max. I think Max is going to appear more and more in these predictions as we go. But let's move on to my prediction, which is also Oscar Piastri. So I believe that Oscar is going to get the best out of the 2 McLarens this week, the better of the 2 results. And I think that's going to make it very difficult for Lando and McLaren to justify continued belief in a title bid, and they will have to start consolidating behind Oscar. I mean, whether they do or not is obviously up for debate, but I think they're going to have to start thinking seriously about it. And I think that it's going to go down to being between Oscar and Max as we head towards Abu Dhabi. And in this situation, I think you can kind of guess who I think is going to win here. But anyway, I think that Oscar will come second. So yeah.
Yeah.
What was that laugh?
Okay. I don't know. Don't ask me. Okay.
What has everyone else predicted?
Okay, Neve has gone with Lando, and that's the last of the papaya. Then Lee and Willow have gone with George, and Tay has gone with Max. So, you know what I'd like to see before the end of the season? I'd really like to see Ferrari get their shit together. Like, there's no Ferrari in any of our predictions.
That is, I was just thinking about it today. I was just like, what happened to Ferrari? Like, where did it all go wrong? Like, last year they were so good.
Honestly.
Even when they were bad, they were still good. Now they're just bad.
Like, towards the end of the year, because Oscar started sucking shit, they were better and they were catching. They were catching quite rapidly. And it was like, oh, so what does this mean for next year when both of the cars are so close in sort of competitiveness? And then Ferrari decided to change 95% of their car's concept for some reason.
I just
don't
understand how Ferrari started this regulation cycle so like Leclerc was like a title contender when they started this like regulation cycle, and now like he's just crying in a ditch somewhere, and it's just like I don't know,
honestly,
just bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Anyway, I think it's very interesting that Russell is featuring so heavily here. I would have thought that Mercedes's domination at the previous race was more of a fluke than like something long term, but clearly others believe that it is more of a long term change.
But you know we are very swayed by the results of the previous race. So
yes, I know. But I mean, it would be a very interesting dynamic if he comes in and plays a role in taking points away from the other drivers in the hunt for the championship, because he can't win the championship. I mean, he mathematically can still, but it's very, 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 very unlikely to happen. But he can still play the role of a spoiler and take away key points from certain drivers. Now, if he's taking away points from, say, Oscar Piastri,
what I'm thinking,
Max is still able to score. So, like in this case, if Max wins coming P2, well, that's very interesting all of a sudden, because now Max is taking away like 10 points. You know, that's fun.
Okay,
like I can totally get behind that kind of drama like throughout the next few races. That would be interesting.
What I'm thinking of there is the more people that get involved in winning, the less it sways in one person's direction. If Oscar's losing points, but 1 week it's to Max, 1 week it's to George, 1 week it's to Lando, well, actually, that would add up. You know what I'm saying, right? It's like last year, Max was in a really good place, and then there wasn't one person that was winning all the time. It was like 7 people, which is obviously more extreme. But if George can really get involved, I honestly feel like that's at Oscar's benefit. And I feel like Max getting involved is at Oscar's benefit, because earlier in the year, it was either Oscar does good or Lando does good, and that's going to swing the points. But now it's...
Yeah, but you see, I think it only works in Oscar's favor if only one of them are doing better than him at a given race. If both of them are doing better than him at a given race, then he's going to be in trouble, I think. Because ultimately, like, if Max can smell blood, Max will go for that championship, and he fights dirty, you know. So it's just we haven't seen much dirty fighting from him this year because he didn't really believe he could win the championship. Now that he does, like he's gonna get it's gonna get messy. I think it's gonna get really messy, and that's gonna make for a very interesting race at the very least. But anyway. I can see from you moving on that you want to chat about who's going to win this race. So, Immy, who's going to win?
I have gone with Max Verstappen.
Ooh.
I know. Yeah. I do think he's definitely, the car is stronger. He has more will now, which is funny because like 4 races ago or so, he'd given up. And now he's back in the fight. But yeah, he has will. The car is better. The team surprisingly, now here's the difference. The team are behind him entirely with that all. They will throw Yuki like off a cliff if it would get Max the championship. And I like Yuki, but honestly, I'd rather a team operate that way. Not like Yuki's fighting for the championship, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Oh no, like you're 100% right. Like if Yuki's in line to get his first podium and Max happens to be in P4, they're gonna make Yuki move. And like I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, but I do appreciate that kind of ruthlessness.
Yeah, I would not be happy, but I'd understand.
Yeah, I will be like livid, but I will be like, good play, but don't talk to me, please. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's as you say. So who has Kira predicted?
George Russell.
This feels this feels very recency bias, but hey.
I feel like
and a bit Kira of British bias, if we're honest.
Kira will, and a bit of Mercedes bias, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Any opportunity for Mercedes to do well, Kira will harness that and hope it happens again. So, you know what?
Yeah.
I respect it.
No, look, I mean, George did a phenomenal job. So this was part of the issue with not being able to record last time, is that amazing job George did. And I do think he was just exceptional in Singapore. So if he can replicate that throughout the rest of the season, like props to him, like well done to him. I just don't think it will happen. But I mean, like, yeah, if Kira will love that, and it will make, as we said, it will make things interesting. So yeah, definitely cool. Okay, and then I've also gone for Max Verstappen. For all the reasons stated previously, I think it's going to be Max. And I think it's going to make things very, 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 very interesting. And I hope that whatever upgrades they bring for Max, they also bring for Yuki, so that he has a shot at like not finishing like in the bottom half of the field. Please God. So, if he can just finish like in P10 in the championship, I'll be happy. Like just go out in the top 10. If that's where Yuki's career ends, then that's where it ends. But like, please, let's like not like leave him like as a back marker car, please, 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 please. Okay, so after all of that is said and done, what have Neve, Lee, Tay, and Willow said? Ooh, wow, that is interesting. We've got Lee and Willow both predicting Max, and Tay and Neve are both predicting Oscar. What we do not see anything of is Lando Norris. Don't we look like fools if Lando ends up winning this whole thing? But I think it's very interesting that this is by far the least amount of papaya we've seen on the podium, P1 place in a prediction, I think, all year.
Honestly, yeah.
Maybe the first race had a bit more like of a diverse prediction.
Oh yeah, there was like, a lot of red in that one.
Oh yeah, that was totally my fault. But yeah, Neve and Tay are still believing that Oscar can fight back, but I think the overarching predominant narrative here is that Max and Red Bull are most definitely back. So we'll see how it goes. And I think it will be a very interesting race to watch. What's nice about Kota is it's more of like a traditional racetrack. It's not like a street circuit. So it is more down to, it's not like, oh, someone's going to get taken out by a wall. No. You're going to, like, there's some real racing happening. It's not just the walls you have to worry about. So when in those situations, I think Max does a lot better. So it should be interesting to see. But
absolutely,
let's move on. Unless, do you have anything more to add here, or do you want to move on to wild cards?
No, I'm happy to move on.
Okay, so let's move on to the wild card prediction. Immy, what have you predicted?
I have gone for, and maybe a bit based on the back of last year, someone has a multi-overtake lap one.
Overtake lap 1. Oh, so just they overtake more than one car on the first lap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
which is like
okay,
a
that's
really
fair enough.
fumbly
That
way of
happens at
saying
almost
somebody
every race.
has a good start.
Yeah, that's hardly like
Yeah.
a groundbreaking prediction, but fair enough. We're going for the points, the championship yourself, so fair enough. Okay, I think that's a very likely prediction. So yeah, I think fair. Okay, what has Kira predicted?
Funnily enough, Kira has gone for Immy and Uno top 5. He has been very consistent recently, so I wouldn't bet money on it, but also I wouldn't bet money on many things, so that could very much so happen.
So, I mean, yeah, you know what? Because she's gone for George winning it, and if the Mercedes is that good that George can win it, then Kimmy can easily come in the top 5. So I think that's a fair prediction. You know, basing on like the internal logic of the predictions that Kira has given, a Kimmy top 5 with a George win makes total sense.
Absolutely.
Fair. Okay. For myself, I've predicted that Haas will get some points. Probably not the most like wild card predictions out there, but it is their home race and I hope they do well. So some points for I would prefer it if SD got the points, just gonna be honest. But if Ollie gets them, I'll take the extra wild card point regardless. And I think at least, you know, it will look good for Haas at their home race. And they usually come with like a fun little. I mean, their liveries are never like that extreme, but they usually have a fun one for Kota. So keep an eye out for that. But let's move on to everyone else's predictions. Neve has predicted, I'm guessing by that picture, something good for Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton top 5.
Okay. Yeah, I think he'd be happy with that. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, Lee's prediction is weird. Can we leave Lee's prediction for last?
Yes.
Let's do Tay and Willow first.
Okay.
So Tay has predicted
the OG qualifying clash or red flag, which is actually like a little 2-in-1 there. But I guess if there is a qualifying crash, there is a red flag. So
unless the car can get off the track.
That's true. It depends on the severity.
Yeah.
But you know, OG, I feel like it's less likely to happen at Kota, given there's so much runoff for the most part. But I think we saw a lot of wild spinning last year, so maybe that could end up spinning somewhere else. Or there's gravel, right? Sounds so uneducated. There's gravel at Kota.
Yeah, someone could get stuck in gravel. Could also be that someone's tire comes off, someone gets a puncture and can't get, you know, the tire comes off, and then there has to be like a red flag to like retrieve bits of tire that are strewn about. Things happen.
Indeed.
Lots can happen. So I think that's a fair prediction. And then Willow, if I can say that, Willow has predicted that a Ferrari car will DNF. I'm assuming Ferrari car, not Ferrari engine. But yeah, so a Ferrari car would obviously be Lewis or Charles. Given the luck of the season, good luck predicting which one it would be because they both just have terrible luck this season. But yeah, a Ferrari DNF would really just cement the fact that Ferrari are having the worst year possible right now. So yeah.
Indeed. As much as McLaren are being weird, I'm happy that I am not a Ferrari fan, unfortunately for them, because it's been very miserable.
Just quickly, hello to Caitlin. It's okay that you're late. What's important is that you're here.
Indeed. And you know what you can do? You can watch it back afterwards. Big brain stuff.
Yes, get us that extra view. That'll bring us up to 2 views. That'll be great.
Life-changing.
Caitlin predicts yoints.
I would love some yoints.
Yeah. Caitlin predicts yoints, and I support that delusion. I support it indeed. not delusion. It's destiny. Okay, so Leah's wild card prediction. I want to talk about this because I think it's quite fun. So Lee said, I don't even know if this works as a prediction, but we are going to get a shot like Charles' sunset lap, but it's going to be something about the championship battle. So that would be, I'm assuming, do we get these shots at during the race, or is it only during quali that we get that sunset flag shot?
Ooh.
I feel like it's quali, right?
Yeah, I think it's quali because it is like it's a shot. That's the sunset lap, so it's like Charles is setting a lap. It's not like it's a race.
Yeah. So I kind of love this, and it would be like whoever. I mean, if Max or Oscar take pole, and we have the sort of shots of them coming over the hill with the flag, like that's totally Leah's prediction, like secured, right?
Not Lando.
I mean, Lando too. Yeah, sure. Why not? But like, it doesn't count if it's George. Like,
I think that's fair.
Or Kimi or Yuki or Leclerc or Hamilton or Lawson or Hadjar or Alonso or any of, like, then it doesn't count. It's got to be one of the three. So I mean, I think it's like it's vague enough, but also specific enough to be a very interesting prediction. But I'm also just excited to see the picture if it does happen, because that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping something happens there.
Yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, those are our wild card predictions. Caitlin has predicted joints, but Caitlin, who do you think is going to win? Just let's see what Caitlin has to say. I hope she's still here. But yeah, that's what we've predicted for the 2025 USA Grand Prix predictions. And obviously, these predictions will all count towards the second annual Traffic Paradise Radio Prediction Competition Points Championship thing. Caitlin goes for Oscar win. That's quite interesting.
I support that notion.
My best friend will disown me for that, but that's okay. Immy will take your best friend's place gladly, I'm sure, with that kind of prediction. But yeah, that's what we've predicted. Please let us know in the comments down below who you think will win, who you think will get pole, P1, P2, P3, wild card prediction, whatever. Let us know down below, and please make sure you're subscribed if you enjoyed this video. So make sure you subscribe so you can watch the next ones that come out, and leave us a like. It does help. And of course, we will be back on next week, Monday, like not as in Monday tomorrow, but the Monday after, to talk. For me, it's at 4:00 in the morning on a Monday morning. I'm gonna hate it, and workday on like 3 hours of sleep. But anyway, that's all I have to say on that. Immy, anything more you want to add?
All I'm gonna say is that. Oh wait, the recording. Okay, so it's not on Monday. I need to see if I am free. I feel like I'm probably not. The joys of doing uni, because I was just going to say pray for your internet or whoever's going to host. Like, no, I
can't even say we can do it on Tuesday because I'm busy on Tuesdays as well.
I have a lecture on referencing plagiarism, AI, and academic misconduct, so can't be there. Whoopsie do.
Wouldn't it be really funny if the lecture notes you're given are just like created by ChatGPT?
That would be funny. To be fair, I had like a library induction, and pictures in that were generated by AI, and I'm like, you're the library. You're the library. Aren't you supposed to?
Oh my god, that's just so wrong. Oh,
like created media. That's like your job.
That sucks, Paul. Yeah. Oh, Caitlin, you're in the hospital. Please don't be in the hospital. Please specifically, like, skipping along in like a happy meadow rather. But yeah, if you are in hospital right now, please get better soon. But yes, we would all prefer it for you to be skipping through a meadow very happily, perhaps with like a happy little bird singing a song in your ear. That would be nice.
Sure.
But that's how I think we should leave it with Caitlin's happily skipping through a meadow with bird song in her ear. And we'll just thank you very much for tuning in to Traffic Paradise Radio. Yeah, that's all from us. So also, if you want to chat to us, you can check us out on Discord or on Twitter. But that's all from myself and from Immy. And goodbye to Caitlin, and goodbye to you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, please have a good rest of your day or night.
You forgot the script.